Hello there. It's been about 7 months since I last uploaded a video. I'm back. I've decided that just in order to be sane, I am now going to upload on this channel the first of every month. I might make more videos than that in a month, but right now my schedule is going to be once a month, the first of the month. Hi, welcome to April. It is April 1st. It is one of my loved ones' birthdays today when you see this. Not when I recorded it, because I have to have time to edit it, and I have a lot of other things on my plate and some loud cats. I have been delving into my creative passions and growing and developing as a person, undergoing a tremendous amount of change and transformation, dealt with quite a bit of grief, and just in one of those phases of my life, it's almost my Saturn return as well, where a lot of change takes place, and I have to take the time to look at myself and see what is working in my life, what isn't working in my life, what my priorities actually should be, and actually just get back in alignment with my true north, where I'm supposed to be headed. And for a while, I wasn't sure if this, It's Your Right, was that space. Because I think for a while I started getting into this space where I was only talking about things that I personally felt a very strong past experiences with, some of those experiences being traumatic, and focusing on that and being very kind of preachy and trying to be overly talking about those specific topics such as spiritual psychosis, things like that. It's not really what my goal was with this channel, and it's not where we're going to be heading in the future. Although it was an important conversation, I think there are a lot more conversations I want to have, and I also want to have it be a conversation. I don't want to just talk at you and make you feel like I am putting pressure on you. And so today I was initially going to talk about self-sabotage, because it's something that we've all struggled with, but I've definitely struggled with. And it's something that we constantly are battling as we are trying to become better versions of ourselves. But I think I'm going to save that maybe for next month, unless something sparks in my mind and I want to talk about that instead. But today I had this thought, and I think I want to talk about this instead. A lot of us, we change and we grow and we develop from external pressures. And I'm no different. External pressure is what has pushed me and changed me and molded me. But I'm trying to develop this way of being where I can develop and grow and alchemize myself through freedom instead of external pressure or coercion. What does this mean to me? If you've ever heard of like locus of control, there's an external, you can have a more external locus of control where you look to the outside of yourself to determine your life for you. This is where you can be like a victim if you think that it's not because you're not doing something well, it's because the world doesn't work that way, or it's because your boss doesn't like you, or it's that kind of thing. You basically blame the outside world for your own decisions. And this doesn't have to be like victim mindset, oh, woe is me. It can also just be like simply you wait to act until something pushes you. And this can be okay. It depends on what we're talking about. But having a more internal locus of control would be that you're in the driver's seat and you are determining your life for you. And so why is this differentiation for me, this external pressure versus freedom? What does that mean? I think freedom, acting from a place of freedom, gives you a lot more opportunity in life, okay? If we are reacting or responding to external pressures, like the things your family wanted you to do, or the things that are normal in society, the things that everyone else is doing, the advice and the things that people are telling us to do from the time we're young, our boss's idea of what would be best for us, or the whatever the people at school are into. Those kind of things that determine our life, a lot of the times that allows for less opportunity. In that way, it's very linear, and we can't really break through any ceiling or change unless it's in this hierarchical structure that's already been set forth. And I think freedom allows for more opportunity and having an internal locus of control, because if we can really develop ourselves the way that we feel like we should, or that we enjoy, if we follow our intuitive nudges and get better at the things that actually spark joy in us, it's possible then that through those freedom of experimentation and development, however you see fit, however you feel fit, maybe through trial and error, we will find different paths than anyone has ever laid out before. Not only could we be trailblazers, but we might find a path that other people have taken. We just never knew the story behind how they got there. And maybe you start seeing these paths open up. That wouldn't have happened if you were always trying to follow the story, the plan that's laid out for you. Whether that be like going to school or rising up the corporate ladder or whatever that really means to you. I think having the freedom to experiment and choosing what we want to do for ourselves can actually open a lot more doorways than we ever saw. And not only will it open more doorways, but those doorways could be more successful and more fulfilling than the plan that we know works. Because does it really work? If most of society is making memes and complaining about how it's not worth it, about how things are still so tough, does it really work? So I'm trying to work on that. That's a part of this process of developing into the person I actually am and becoming the version of myself that is the one that I want to see be successful when I'm older. I don't want to give up on all of my creative projects, get a job, work my way up the ranks, and retire. I want to develop my craft, develop my skills, help people, build myself into the version I'm supposed to be, and really give back to this world. Maybe I don't have enough skills yet. Maybe I don't know how to do this or that. As long as I'm following my intuitive nudges and I am developing myself and I am getting better and I am sharing authentically and standing in integrity as we move forward, I hope to bring conversations like this one as I am growing. I'm not just sharing my wisdom because I've made it. I'm sharing my wisdom as I learn it, and we're on this journey together. So hopefully this conversation is one that helps you. If you're curious more about locus of control, external, internal locus of control, a lot of people who are much smarter than me and have researched that stuff tremendously have talked about it in depth. And so you could just do a Google search. Just literally just find it yourself if you're interested. There are so many free resources. And that's another thing. I think when we have a set up structure that's been laid out for us, this exact path, right? You go to school, you do this, you do that. Maybe you do some trainings. Maybe you know some people in the field. You can talk to them. I think when you allow yourself the freedom to develop yourself, you might learn things that will benefit you in so many different places. Like, we have so many free resources now. I think the freedom to go and search for those or experiment, explore, whether it's in person or online, we have so many resources for creative inspiration and things like that. Yeah, what if we gave ourselves the freedom to experiment without worrying if it'll fail or not? If it fails, amazing. We know that's probably not the direction that's going to get us to our goals. Awesome. If it fails, fantastic. But if it succeeds, even a little, if it does something you didn't expect it to, now we can go that direction. Now we realize, hey, this is an opportunity, right? This is an opportunity. We can continue developing ourselves. So, craziest thing, I have been working on my creative stuff for so long, and I realized when it comes to drawing, I am restarting. I was a beginner again. I was getting back into digital art, and it's just been years, and the learning curve, it's been steep for me. And because I was going through that, because I had put myself back in that space, I began feeling like a little bit of an imposter, a little bit incapable. I wasn't seeing like my followers rise quickly, and the views on my art wasn't good. And so I got myself sucked into that and completely let It's Your Right fall to the wayside. Now, I think in some way I needed to in order to grow, for sure. So I don't regret it at all. But coming back here and seeing all of the views, all of the people who are supporting me, having over 100 followers on YouTube was actually really wild for me. And it's crazy I'm getting emotional over that, because for so many successful YouTubers, that seems so small. But to know that things that I do, that I know, can help you, can reach you, that I can actually do what I feel like I am supposed to do, I will not give up on you. And I hope to bring even more conversations to the forefront, especially important ones, especially the ones that help you develop yourself, help us grow, and build a better world for our future generations. I hope that I can have a body of work one day that when I have children, I will be able to give them the resources that they need for their future and for the future of the world. And hopefully I can build that legacy with you. And I know I can only do it with the people who resonate with me. So, all of that said, let me take a drink because my voice got a little shaky there. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you waited 7 entire months for a new video from me, even just a couple of you, I know one person who was worried. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing in this conversation with me. And thank you for being in a space where you want to become a better version of yourself, because it seems common. There's a lot of self-development content, but I think most of it is still through this lens of societal expectation. I think maybe we don't even realize it. Even personal brands are through this productivity lens or things like that. And I think a big part of me being a creative, the reason that I can't really follow that exact set structure is because I'm a creative. I'm not built exactly the same way. And I want to incorporate more play, more freedom, more exploration, more newness, right? I don't want to just rehash the same things over and over again. I want experimentation. I want playfulness that brings in new things that maybe haven't even been created on Earth yet that need to be, right? Take it as you will. But I think it's fun to communicate with like-minded individuals and non-like-minded individuals to really see varying perspectives, and then maybe experiment a little with what is the internet, the world, gonna look like in a decade? What are the shifting things, not just trends, but like how will the entire connection between individuals exist on this like network kind of situation? Super intriguing to me. But I hope to see you there, and thank you again. I will see you next month. Bye.